Imagine heading to the grocery store, grabbing your weekly essentials, and opting to pay for them over time instead of immediately at the checkout. This scenario is becoming a reality for more consumers as by now, pay later plans are increasingly used for purchasing groceries. But what does this mean for financial well being? Join us as we delve into this growing trend and uncover the economic forces driving it. In today's economic landscape, consumers are facing harsh financial realities, with many turning to short-term financing options like buy now, pay later to manage basic needs such as groceries. These services, offered by companies like Afterpay, Klarna, Affirm, and PayPal, have surged in popularity. While initially used for larger purchases, their use for everyday expenses like food is on the rise. According to a recent LendingTree report, the usage of buy now, pay later for groceries nearly doubled from 14% to 25% in just a year. This shift highlights the increasing financial strain on lower-income households, as immediate cash flow needs take precedence over long-term financial stability. As food costs continue to climb, driven by factors like supply chain disruptions and international trade tensions, consumers are under pressure to stretch their budgets further. In this video, we'll explore the reasons behind this trend, the potential risks involved, and how consumers can navigate these financial challenges. As we examine the rise of buy now, pay later options for groceries, it's crucial to understand the broader economic context driving this trend. The All-Food Consumer Price Index, representing everyday costs, rose by 23.6% between 2020 and 2024, outpacing the overall Consumer Price Index. This was largely due to factors like pandemic-related supply chain issues, shifts in consumer preferences, and geopolitical events such as the Russian invasion of Ukraine and avian influenza outbreaks, all contributing to inflationary pressures. In 2022, food prices skyrocketed at the fastest rate since 1979, further squeezing household budgets. Although growth slowed somewhat in 2023 and 2024, underlying fears persist, especially with potential impacts from ongoing trade wars, which could hike prices again. In this context, buy now, pay later services have become an appealing option for cash-strapped consumers. However, this convenience doesn't come without risks. The LendingTree data revealed that over 40% of buy now, pay later users missed payments in the past year, up from 34% previously, indicating a growing reliance on these services amidst financial instability. As consumers juggle multiple short-term loans, the potential for a debt spiral looms. Experts like Arun Sundaram and Matt Schultz warn of possible ripple effects on long-term financial health, urging careful budgeting and planning. We'll share insights on how to prepare for potential cost increases and strategies to manage your finances effectively in uncertain times. In today's economic climate, an increasing number of consumers resort to buy now, pay later (BNPL) services to manage their grocery bills. This trend underscores the growing financial strain on households, particularly those with lower income. Arun Sundaram, Vice President and Senior Equity Analyst at CFRA Research, has noted that the tendency among consumers to prioritize short-term cash flow over long-term stability hints at deeper financial issues. Recent data reveals that 25% of BNPL users are employing these services for grocery shopping, a notable rise from 14% recorded a year earlier. Historically, BNPL options from providers like Afterpay, Klarna, Affirm, and PayPal were intended for high-value items, allowing consumers to pay in installments without interest or penalties. However, with the rising cost of living, these services are becoming essential for covering basic needs, even as some consumers accrue multiple loans and miss payments. A striking 40% of BNPL users reported late payments in the last year, evidencing increasing financial pressures. LendingTree Chief Consumer Finance Analyst Matt Schultz explains this surge as a sign of consumers striving to stretch their budgets amidst economic uncertainties. Indeed, between 2020 and 2024, everyday expenses like groceries and rent witnessed a 23.6% increase, surpassing the General Consumer Price Index (CPI) growth of 21.2%. These escalating costs initially stemmed from pandemic-related supply chain hiccups and have been further aggravated by global events like avian flu outbreaks and geopolitical tensions such as the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The dynamics of food cost inflation have evolved over recent years. In 2022, food prices surged at rates unseen since 1979, largely fueled by geopolitical events and natural health crises. Among these, outbreaks of the highly pathogenic avian influenza, HPAI, and the Russian invasion of Ukraine have had a profound impact, adding to the inflationary pressures driven by high energy costs. Although there has been some relief in food price growth through 2023 and 2024, spurred by easing wholesale costs and inflationary constraints across industries, potential for price hikes remains a concern. Experts suggest that President Donald Trump's trade policies might provoke another round of increases, particularly in imported food items such as coffee, fruits, and seafood. This aspect of import dependency amplifies the financial burden on consumers, as international trade tensions can directly translate to higher prices on store shelves. LendingTree's Schultz stresses the importance of budgeting for these potential increases, recommending that consumers prepare for the possibility of rising food costs. He advocates for strategic financial planning, suggesting that it is wiser to expect and prepare for the worst to avoid unexpected financial strain. In summary, while BNPL services offer a temporary relief by allowing consumers to manage their cash flow more effectively, the fundamental issue of rising food prices remains a significant challenge that consumers should prepare to address in their financial plans. In wrapping up, let's revisit the key points we've discussed about the increasing use of buy now, pay later services for purchasing groceries, a trend that underscores the financial strains faced by many consumers today. We began by highlighting how these services, once reserved for large-ticket items, are now being used for everyday essentials, reflecting a shift driven by economic pressures. As the data from LendingTree shows, usage for groceries jumped from 14% to 25% in a year, indicating a significant trend among consumers seeking to manage their immediate financial needs. This choice is particularly prevalent among lower-income households, who are navigating tough financial decisions as they prioritize short-term cash flow over long-term stability. Our exploration into the economic backdrop revealed how food prices have surged due to various factors, including pandemic-driven supply chain disruptions, geopolitical tensions, and inflationary pressures from energy costs. With the all-food CPI rising sharply, households are finding it increasingly challenging to keep up with growing expenses. As a result, buy now, pay later has emerged as a helpful tool for some. Yet it carries the risk of accumulating debt, especially when late payments and multiple loans come into play. Both Arun Sundaram and Matt Schultz stress the importance of recognizing these risks and preparing for future uncertainties, such as potential price hikes from international trade issues. To navigate these challenges, they advise consumers to incorporate potential cost increases into their budgets and make necessary sacrifices to avoid financial scramble in the future. As we conclude, remember that while buy now, pay later can offer temporary relief, it's vital to approach it with caution and consider the long-term implications on your financial health. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into consumer finance trends. Check out our other playlists, Wall Street for market updates, Companies for business insights, and Investment 101 for financial literacy tips. Stay informed and make smarter financial decisions with us.